And you are now live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Forever in a Day Season 2 After Show. I am your host, Matthew Preston, alongside, there he is, he's back, Dorrell
I'm
Anthony.
back.
Hello, Dorrell.
Hi. I'm so happy to be back. I've missed your face. I've missed everyone. And I'm so excited to talk forever in a day today. That was a lot of days put
Ooh,
in together, but let's do it.
we've definitely missed you. I will say Candace definitely had you covered. Dorrell, where have you been? May I ask,
Well,
where have you been? Tell
yeah,
the listeners and the
absolutely.
viewers out there.
Well, as always, my life has been a chaotic mess. So I got the vaccine. I'm
Love
fully
it.
vaccinated. So I missed a few shows because I wasn't feeling so well after it. Was feeling a little bit down, and then also I spent last Easter weekend with my chosen family. We took a little
Aw.
bit of a trip and we cooked, and well, I cooked. Actually, I cooked everything, so it's great. So yeah, but I'm super excited to be back. I mean, as we're heading into, it feels very summery now. It does. It feels like New York is finally
Oh
people are
yeah, no, I
living
can
again.
see that. Yeah, yes, it's because today is so kind of dingy and gray in New York City, but yesterday was beautiful.
Yesterday was beautiful. I was out yesterday with a few friends. I went to brunch and it was really, really good. I love your shirt, by the way. Where'd you get that?
Oh, thank you. Well, if I can say, it's from Forever 21, I believe.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I want it. You should give it
Thank
to
you.
me.
And also, Dorrell, I guess I can say congratulations.
Congratulations. Yes, it's good. And listen, everyone out there, please go get vaccinated. It is literally one
Yes,
of those
please.
feelings that you feel like the world is off of your shoulders. You feel like, now I'm not saying go crazy, but I am saying it's great to be
No.
able to hug family or hug friends that are
Yes.
also vaccinated that you haven't seen in a very long time. And it's very emotional, I have to say. There was a friend of mine who I haven't actually been able to hug this entire pandemic, and we embraced each other
Aw.
and we were in tears. Like it's something unbelievable. And when you guys get vaccinated, you'll know what I mean. Like it's crazy.
Well, speaking of somebody who we haven't seen in a while, and also
Yes.
somebody who is emotional, her character is a very
Yes.
emotional, but she's also an amazing actress. Let's bring on our special guest, Elizabeth Vonn Isser. Come on in, Elizabeth.
Yee.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Elizabeth. I'm so glad that
Hello.
that I'm back today of all days.
Me too. Not that I
You,
don't like Candace. I mean, Candace is wonderful too, but
Candace is great, but as we say, I don't know if you guys saw the other day, there was a definitely a team Danielle and team Antoine fighting on Twitter. It was
ooh.
great. I think that team Antoine is ahead. I don't know why Candace seems to think team Danielle, but we're going to talk about that and why I think team Antoine wins today.
Okay.
Well, Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming on. As we found out this is your first time on the after show. I feel
It
like
is.
because you're such a staple with JLJ Media, I was like, why haven't you been on this before? But we have
Why?
to
Why? Why?
why? We have the honor and the pleasure of having you on. So, for all of the viewers out there, tell them a little bit about yourself, your acting career, and maybe how did you get involved with Forever in a Day?
Okay. Well, I kind of fell into acting. I've always loved acting ever since I was a freshman in high school. You know, you go through high school drama and that sort of thing. And I actually wanted to go into musical theater in college. But my parents really thought it was probably a better idea that I go into engineering.
Most parents do. Most of them do.
And since I was wanting them to pay for my college education, I said, sure. And so I did that. It was never really a passion of mine, but it was a great job. And so I had this career in engineering until I have two boys, and I worked part-time while they were in school, so I could be at home when they were at home. But then their schedules got all crazy, and I just said, "I'm enough.
You
I'm
could
gonna
watch
do.
soap operas with them whenever you're home.
I'm gonna do what I want to do." And so I did a lot of community theater. I started painting again. I started making jewelry. I started doing all the
Oh, that's
creative
amazing.
things that really are me. And I kind of fell into um, film acting because I was director of drama at our church. And one of my team members was a film actress and also a flight attendant. And so she had been cast in a small independent film that was shooting here in Tucson. I'm in Tucson, Arizona. And she got called out and convinced the director and producer that I could step in and take her place.
Wow.
And so I had never done anything like that. And basically, you know, the next day I was told to bring 2 outfits that a newscaster would wear, a news anchor would wear, and was handed the sides. I didn't even know what a side was.
So for people who don't know out there, a side are your scripts.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Not your left side, your right side, it's your scripts. And they're usually like mini on like 8 or 5x7 pages.
Yeah. And they said, here you go, you got 20 minutes to memorize this.
Oh, geez.
And I was like, okay. And I did, and it was a rush, and it was fun, and it, and I thought, oh, I want to do more of this. So I started going out for other, you know, submitting for other things, self-submitting, and going to other auditions and doing horribly. And then started, you know, taking a lot of classes and have been building up my resume. But so, you know, here I am, a much more mature woman who's just sort of come into participating in the acting world later in life, and it's been a lot of fun. And yeah, so. Oh, you want to know how I got involved with Forever in a Day?
I figured we would get there, and you got there.
Yeah, you were getting there.
How did you get into Forever in a Day?
I don't know.
Really?
I told this to James. I was in my car, out running errands, and my phone rang. And it was from Clare, Michigan, the phone number. And I happen to have a sister who lives near Clare, Michigan. And I thought, well, that's weird. Did she change her phone number? Or did something happen and somebody's calling? So I answered, because typically I wouldn't have, not knowing who it was. I answered, and it was Casey. And of course, I didn't know who Casey was. And Casey was like, so, you know, we're doing this podcast soap opera, and I saw your profile, and I'm wondering if you'd be interested in auditioning for this role. And I had, because of COVID, I had started doing some voiceover work and had created a little kind of studio space for myself. My husband helped me do this, convert over a little powder room into a recording studio kind of thing. And so I'd been doing a little bit of voiceover on my own, and I was like, oh, well, sure. I still don't know where Casey saw my profile or how. I don't know, but I am so thankful that I had that opportunity, and that opportunity was given to me.
We are so thankful for that as well, because I have to say, and Dorrell can probably back me up on this, I remember hearing not only your amazing, the character that you brought, that you do with Elaine is just fantastic, but also
absolutely.
The quality. So thanks, you know, hats off to your studio that you have there. You really upped my game, because I was like, oh no, I need to get a better microphone. I want to up the quality. I remember I actually reached out to you. I was like, what do you use? Yeah. So because you not only, it sounds so crystal clear quality, and then what you bring with Elaine's character, it's a winning combination.
Oh, well, thank you.
It is.
It's been a great experience.
I have to say, you were talking a little bit earlier that, you were going out on auditions and doing horribly. And it's so hard for me to picture that because you're so good. And
Same, the
you
same.
you and Beth Ellers are two of the people who made me really want this show to be live. I'm still over here campaigning, by the way. And Forever and a Day fans, please leave us comments and let us know. I would like for us to do a complete taped reading of an episode where they can see our faces and we can do it. I want that to happen. So let Candace and Casey know. And you're just so good. And so I'm so honored to be able to share a mic with you. I guess they call it not a stage, but a mic. Because you're really, really good.
Thanks.
Oh, and wait, so before we play our infamous or famous games, actually, I want to know, you did something, I think it was earlier this year with JLJ Media. You were featured as one of the JLJ Media women's favorite
leading
women?
ladies.
Leading ladies,
Yes. Of JLJ Media.
How did this come about?
Well, James reached out to me and asked if I'd participate in that. And of course, gosh, yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm honored. And so it was really fun getting to meet some of the other women on who are in some of the other JLJ Media dramas, audio dramas. And so it was really a lot of fun. Yeah, great, very impressive group of women. Yeah.
I love that. It really is. And I really appreciate JLJ Media being one of the leading charges in having diversity, not just women, but people of different colors, of different sexualities, of everything. And I think that it's so beautiful. And, sometimes all people need to do is hear, because, a lot of the things that we do are, where they were able to listen to it. And I think it's beautiful that James has created such a network and family for all of us to be together.
Yes.
Well, and speaking of family, it's time to play one of our famous games. It's called All My Harper Children.
I love it.
Cue the title, cue the sound screens. This is how we play. So Dorrell and I are going to give you some topics of who you think the better Harper child is. Is it Caitlin or is it Colin? And there's not a third or fourth child, so we don't know.
That we know of yet.
Yeah. Question mark.
Not that the writers have given us yet. No.
No. Well, you never know in soap operas. You never know. Some twist plot.
That's true.
So are you ready to play All My Harper Children?
Oh, I guess so. But to ask a mother her favorite child in any circumstance is awful.
Oh, so dramatic. So
well, actually, I think it leads to great fun. I'm all about it. And I know Quinn is somewhere in the comments lurking. So let's get it.
Speaking of, there's a chat. Supposedly, I never mentioned this because I don't know this, but there is a chat, I think, in the YouTube channel, and people are talking. So hopefully, maybe we can mosey on down later on in the show and find out what people are saying. But here we go. Question number one for you, Elizabeth. And also, you can think of this as either yourself, Elizabeth, but probably I would think better as Elaine. Yeah. So who do you think is the more honest Harper child? Is it Caitlin or is it Colin?
Ooh, the more honest. Oh, I think Colin wears his heart on his sleeve. And so not that Caitlin is dishonest by any means, but I would have to say Colin is the most honest, because it just seems like whatever he's feeling and whatever he's thinking just kind of comes out. He doesn't hide anything.
1 point for Colin.
Okay.
All right, Dorrell, what's your question?
Okay, so this is going to be very random, but I've always wondered, which one of your children do you think is the better cook? Do you think it would be Caitlin or would you think it would be Colin?
Oh, interesting. I think it would be Caitlin, because I think Colin has been a bit of a mama's boy. And probably was never exposed to that. I mean, of course, as the Harpers, we have a cook.
Right.
And we have people who do that for us.
I love it.
But I think Caitlin's been out on her own longer and living on her own and having to prepare her own meals and that sort of thing. So I think probably Caitlin.
1 point for Caitlin, 1 point for Colin. Next question. Who do you think has the tougher situation currently in their life? Caitlin or Colin?
Wow.
Come out with the big questions.
You know, they both are experiencing such traumas right now. I would have to say though, probably Colin.
Okay.
Because he seems to have multiple tragedies going on.
And some that he doesn't know about yet.
And some that he
That
doesn't
the
know
audience
about.
and we the audience know.
Yeah.
So
and
that's
I don't even know about it.
2 points for
But,
Colin,
yes.
1 point for Caitlin.
Yep.
Dorrell, take it away. Next question.
Mine's a double whammy. Okay. Who do you think has the strongest relationship right now? And whose relationship do you think will last the longest out of Colin's relationship and Caitlin's relationship?
Oh gosh. I'm going to say, they're both kind of rocky. I mean, Caitlin and Lincoln's relationship is kind of rocky, but Emma and Colin certainly is. So I'm going to say Caitlin has the stronger relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So Caitlin, we call them Caitlin.
Oh,
we'd like to splice them. Caitlin.
I like it.
I would say they have the stronger relationship.
Okay.
I love it. So that's 3 points for Caitlin. Is my math correct? 3 points for Caitlin, 1 point for Colin. I think I lost my math. Yes.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Caitlin is in lead.
I have not been keeping track.
No, I have. Yeah, because it was kind of a double whammy question, so that's why.
Okay, so Caitlin is definitely in the lead for this one.
Okay.
But here's the last and final one. Who do you think Gunner favors more? Gooner.
Everybody calls him Gooner now.
That's my favorite.
And even during recording, I have to be careful not to call him Gooner.
It's honestly the best thing. Like, I love Mama Lou. It's the best thing.
Oh, okay. So repeat the question for me.
Who do you think, which Harper child does Gooner favor more?
I'm gonna say Colin. I'm gonna say Colin because I think Gooner was hoping that Colin would follow in his footsteps, and he's been trying to kind of
well,
him in that
ding,
direction.
ding, ding, Caitlin. That's a 3 points for Caitlin, 2 points for Colin. So Caitlin, you are the better Harper, I guess.
And I love that it's my girl, Lucretia Lyons. I love her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And we have some big news from Lucretia at the end of the show that you do not miss. Definitely going to tell you about that. Yes. So you two, are you ready to actually talk about these past 2 episodes, which, oh my gosh, so much happened.
I needed wine for it. I needed it. This is crazy. A lot of time. Yeah.
Is everyone ready? Y'all ready to go into it and dig into it?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Elaine, hey, that's you. Elaine reads about Sky's arrest. The Harpers and the Bennetts are reunited with Caitlin. Colin has info on his own about Emma and Connor. They've gone missing. Melanie and Andrew are brought in by Colin, which puts Miranda's dating life on display. Jonah leaves the new couple alone until Miranda leaves by herself.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That is
a lot.
There's even more. There's even longer ones.
There is even longer one. All right, so Melanie catches Elaine. Elaine's doing a lot, by the way. Melanie catches Elaine in her act of drinking. Elaine claims it's nothing.
No, we haven't got into that yet.
Wait, what? I was ready to keep going with Elaine.
Yeah.
Oh no,
that's separate. That's separate.
Okay, look,
it's okay.
This is what happens when happens when you miss a few episodes. Sorry,
I can't. But this is why you have us. You had your Wendy Williams moment. Usually, it's
I did. I blacked out.
I will actually say one of my all-time favorite lines of this season was in one of these episodes. Whenever Jonah, he says to Miranda and Andrew, he's like, "Oh, is this too awkward for you two?" And I was like,
Comfortable for you.
I love that was one of my favorite lines to record. I think that it's funny because so many characters have been brought into the
Mhm.
Harper home, and also like I was kind of hoping for a little bit of animosity between Gunnar and Jonah.
Right. Right. Yeah,
Two.
everybody just seems to really have kind of come together in this situation, and then to have Andrew show up to, and Andrew and Melanie and everybody
Who's
showed up.
next?
I mean, people wonder though why Elaine is stressed. I mean, you have all these people like coming in and out, and it's just like, well, you know what? Let me get a drink because I can't handle this. And I completely, I understand, but I agree with you though, Elizabeth, that everyone is coming together for this particular situation. And I think that we may be finally hitting a crossroads for the show, in terms of that. So I hope to see more of that, and I think we will. I'm trying not to give anything away, but I think we will. It's always so hard doing like recaps because I want to lead into spoilers, and I'm like, no, stop.
Well, you know, I don't because I mean I'm the golden child. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
I actually listen. I listen to the show. I don't look at the scripts. There are some things I know if they're like huge story plots, which I
Yeah.
can't give away, but very rarely does that happen. But also, Elizabeth, like what you were talking about earlier with Colin, he literally comes in. It's like, yeah, okay, so Sky is the stalker. Great, that sucks. And then Colin comes in. He's like, so my wife and my baby are missing. That sucks. And then all of a sudden, it's like, Miranda, thank God that we can just focus on you for once and not the Harper.
It's like we got a common goal.
Lakin's like, wait, Mom, you're dating this guy? Like what? Also, where is Caitlin? So Dorrell, where is Caitlin?
Well, now can I finally read my thing? Can I finally segue now? I'm like, listen, all right. So Melanie catches Elaine in her act of drinking. Okay. Elaine, I know, I get it. Same. Elaine claims it's nothing. Melanie admits to having early onset Alzheimer's and asks her sister to stop. Elaine uses Melanie's newfound medical change against her. Shouting pursues. Gunnar, Colin, and Caitlin demand to know what's going on. Melanie tells them the truth. An impromptu drinking intervention turns on Elaine where she claims that her family's troubles drove her to boozy comfort. The Harpers want their matriarch to go to rehab. I think that's such a powerful scene, right? Because you have a lot of people who are on very different sides of what's going on. Mm-hmm. And I just really, I feel very strongly that you have everyone realizing that this person is sick and that they need help. And this is the way for it to happen. So I really, really appreciated that scene. I've definitely had a family situation like that where someone sat down. No, they didn't set me down, but we did set someone down and we were just like, hey, you know, this isn't good. And, you know, while we might have all had disagreements, you know, about everything else, that was the one thing that we were all on the same page about.
Right. You know, unfortunately, I think most of us have had some sort of experience within either our close family or with friends who've had drug and alcohol abuse issues. And so I have had close family with those types of issues. And so I tried to draw upon that experience to create a character in Elaine that would be believable in that situation. Because I think, you know, obviously there's a lot of secrecy. There's a lot of defensiveness. There's a lot of gaslighting.
Oh my gosh, she was so manipulative towards Melanie whenever she was using.
Wasn't that terrible? But
I mean, Elaine, how could you?
She's I know.
Maybe just imagine this because you're going through a traumatic situation.
Right.
I was like,
Right.
whoa.
I know. When I first read the script, I thought, ooh, ouch.
I was expecting
But
a slap. I was
then
expecting.
I thought, oh, okay, I can see that happening
Yeah.
as a way to say, oh, hey, you know what? I think this
It's
is
definitely a defense mechanism and also
Okay.
almost reverse psychology in a
Mhm.
way. And I felt like I saw Elaine in that, well, heard Elaine in that moment, um, feeling scared and feeling
Mhm.
defenseless almost. And I think that's so beautiful the way you conveyed that, because she slowly started to come to the realization like, oh no, the way she attacked Melanie, I did think it was going to be a soap slap, and I was ready. I was
I
on the edge
was
of my seat.
ready too.
I was ready.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also, by the way, Elizabeth, you have been playing this again, what we were talking about earlier, because we see this in soap operas a lot where Sue Ellen Ewing or Catherine Chancellor being this alcoholic. I'm not saying, well, sometimes lush if some characters become, but
Mhm.
instead of it being cartoony and soap opera ish, you
Mhm.
really did give life to it. So, and also since
Humanity.
you two have been talking about issues with alcoholism. Actually, I think I discussed it with the cast and the crew, is that for about 10 months now, I'm on my own choice have been sober. So
Mhm.
I think that's great too. I mean, I'm not an alcoholic per se, but I just decided not to drink anymore. So I think that
Yeah.
also hopefully the listeners who hear these episodes, they are inspired by this.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, you made a decision, Matthew, that definitely was a good decision. A lot of people leading into the pandemic, because when stress comes about, the way we
Oh yeah.
handle it is we drink or we do this. And I like to not drink because of stress. And the moment that I feel like I'm drinking because of stress, I'm like, nope, I got to pull back. Can't do that, because
Yeah.
then that can lead down a dark path. And I think having, I've had a lot of friends going into the pandemic, including a very close friend, they stopped drinking. They're like, I didn't want to go down a path of I'm home every day and I'm just turning into this lush. General Hospital, you were just talking about soaps. Nancy Lee Grahn celebrated 25 years
Yeah.
on the air as Alexis Davis, and she finally saw the results of what her drinking, and this is a character who's drank periodically throughout the years. We saw her go to prison for 3 years because of a mistake she made. And I think that it was so powerful to understand where people are coming from when they're drinking because of pain or they're drinking because of stress. And I think the way you play Elaine and relate that, Elizabeth, is beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't want to, like Matthew said, this cartoony figure. I didn't want to have her be this sloppy drunk,
Mm-hmm.
because again, in my experiences, the people that I have loved, that had drug and alcohol problems were very high functioning,
Yeah.
and most people probably didn't know they
Yeah.
had issues
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, this is a prediction that I have. I believe you will be nominated for this. I have somewhere, some sort of award, some sort of
I agree.
podcast. Whoever is
I agree.
accepting submissions, I believe that you will be nominated. I believe you'll probably win. So if you
Uh,
are,
I
well,
which
agree.
you,
that's very
we're
sweet.
manifesting that. All right, let's get on to the next topic. Lenore visits Sky to jail to tell her that, if I can get my notes, because there it is. Oh my gosh, no, there's not.
Technology.
She visits Sky to jail to tell her that she will fix everything. She gives her daughter some tough love by confronting Sky over all of her wrongdoings. Lenore is frustrated at the Tasty Bean where she works. We know this. But also, when did JJ start working there? Did I miss
I
that?
was
Did I miss
wondering the
something?
same thing. When the hell did JJ get a
Until
job?
until she meets a new customer. It's dot 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 Steven.
Ding ding. I love Lenore. I listen.
Mhm.
We literally, like a few weeks ago, when we had to come onto the podcast, I love Lenora, and I think it's such a fun character, and I loved her giving the tough love, honestly, to her daughter. Like, she's psycho, and somebody needs to stop. I mean, I hate using the term psycho, but she needs help, and
Yeah.
somebody has to do
Yeah.
something. My God, this
Although
person.
I was thinking, oh my gosh, Lenore, I mean, don't be an enabler. Because your daughter is really messed up.
He's
And
definitely serving up some enabler chino there.
and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so you're gonna fix this? I don't
But
know.
also,
Maybe she
what do
needs
we
to go to jail.
He does. What do we think of this Stephen and Lenore pairing?
Yeah.
It's interesting, and I think it could lead to some very interesting situations. I think that it's great to see more of Lenore, because I think in the beginning she felt more like a talk to, and one of those characters that kind of run the bar or run the local, in this case, the Tasty Bean. So I think this is going to be more of an insight into her life, and then I think maybe through Lenore's possible relationship or what have you, we may see why Sky is the way she is. I think maybe we'll start to see more of that, and maybe it's because Sky didn't have a father figure. I don't know. I'm excited to see.
Yeah, you're right. There's so much.
Do we know what happened to Lenore's husband?
She briefly mentioned it, I believe, in like an episode or two ago, and she said something about I can't lose my husband I can't lose my daughter the way I lost my husband. I think that's all we know. So there's so much backstory here, but also the backstory that I want to know is going back. When did JJ start working there?
I actually have no idea. I feel like he's been keeping secrets from Antoine, to be honest with you. And I feel like instead of Antoine apologizing to JJ, JJ should be apologizing to him.
Well, guess what? Why don't you tell us about Antoine and JJ? What's going on with them?
All right, look. So Antoine apologizes to JJ for his absence. Danielle crashes their date because of course she does, because she literally doesn't have a life of her own. Antoine informs them about Sky and exposes Danielle's trash reporting because it's trash. Danielle clears her name with JJ backing his sis up. All right, as much as I can't stand Danielle, I have to say I appreciate the brother and sisterly love that they share, and the fact that he was like, I'm backing my sister up, even though this is a man that I like and could potentially see a future with, I'm going to back my sister up. I think that Antoine and JJ have a very complicated relationship. And I'm hoping that we get to see more of it. Again, I'm trying to give spoilers. I know something big that's coming. So I'm hopeful that we will continue to explore. How is that? Without giving. Okay, cool.
No, also, I mean, if you think about it, this is going to be the rift between them, because in the beginning, JJ was kind of cold towards his sisters. So if they had met at an earlier time, whenever JJ was fighting with her more, I believe that he would be siding with Dorrell oh my God. There we go.
I do this all the time.
A new character, Dorrell. I'm siding with Antoine. I do this. Elizabeth knows I do this a lot. Elizabeth, I've actually blamed Elizabeth so many times.
Me too.
He would be siding with Antoine. But because they've grown closer because of their mother,
father,
and who we don't know who their mother is, or do we? We don't know yet. And they're so now he's kind of saying, you know what? This wasn't her fault, so back off my sister, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna slightly disagree, only because that's what we do on the show. Only because I think that family, blood is thicker than water. And I think that regardless, I think that he still would have sided with his sister. I think that, so many times of having someone gang up on someone that you're related to. Listen, we all have that familiar person in our lives that we maybe or may not get along with, but I can talk about them and have my disagreements, but I'll be damned if I let someone from the outside come and do that. So I think that he probably still, depending on how far that Antoine would have pushed the negative talk of Danielle, would have still said, hey, wait a minute. Quit talking about my sister now. This has gone on far too long. Like, we can agree she's messy. We can agree this, but now you're like hitting personal attacks. So I think that might have clicked in, but I mean, we don't know. And hopefully this is also the start of, well, we'll see. Candace and them are going to kill me. I have got to stop.
Well, guess what? No, we have a chat room update. I do. So from my chat room phone, I'll call it the chat phone.
Yes.
There we go. People are saying that they love Elizabeth. And JJ started to work at the Tasty Bean Cafe around the Christmas episode. We do have confirmation of that. I don't remember that. Maybe he should be working there more. Or also mention that we remember this. Hint, hint. But we do have a question for you, Elizabeth. Somebody wants to know, who is Elizabeth more a team of? Team Danielle or Team Antoine?
I wonder who that was from. I'm so mad.
And Elizabeth, you can answer honestly because we have one listening and we also have one there. So it doesn't matter. You can be honest. It's totally fine. We love honesty here.
I don't know. I really like JJ.
Oh, Team JJ. There we go.
Yeah,
That's like an independent party answer right there. I love it.
Wow. I mean, I was gonna say you should probably side with the person who didn't try to out your family, but I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
She did though. She held it.
We'll never know. I don't know. Maybe she lied. I don't know. I still think that Antoine's the best. No, I hear that though. I think that JJ has a heart. I think JJ has a conscience. Not saying that Danielle and Antoine do not, but I think that JJ definitely thinks with a much clearer head than either one of them do, because they both have this whole, like, we're running these trash mags kind of in a way, and we're putting stuff out there. So I think that JJ definitely has a more clearer head when he's thinking about things. They do. I give you that.
Oh, talking about more clear heads, Stephanie has a flashback of Donovan. Isaac shows up to wake her up. Isaac wants her to survive without being an unhinged criminal. Stephanie wants him to leave and to leave her alone. Miss Independent.
I was just about to sing that song. That song from Kelly Clarkson was in my head.
Oh, I was thinking, was it Neo? But also, we can't sing
it.
Miss Independent. So don't on that one. I'm gonna mute you on that one.
Yeah. Can't. We don't own the rights.
We don't. We can't afford it. Or can we?
I can.
So, Stephanie, this has come such a long way. Last episode, first off, I love, one of my favorite things in soaps are flashbacks. I don't know why. I just love a flashback. I wish if Casey's listening, he could have done a little like a shh. You know how they do? Yeah. That would have been nice. But I think that Stephanie is she's gonna hit her breaking point. And she's going to go after him.
Yeah, I think she's there. Oh, yeah. I think she's there. I think that she really regrets not pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like getting rid of the monsters under your bed when you had the opportunity to do so. And she's kind of like, why didn't I just do it then? Like, if I would have done that then, I wouldn't be in the position I am now. I wouldn't be terrified and going through all of this. So I agree with you. I think she regrets not doing it.
Yeah.
But Dorrell, what's up next? Yes. What's going on in Augustus? There's more. We know there's more.
There's more. There's always more. Leslie and Alex run into each other where Leslie stops him from seeing their son. Another argument arises over Alex's love of his work. At a bar, Alex lays into Danielle. I love it. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to get too excited about Alex laying into Danielle. So sorry. At a bar, Alex lays into Danielle, but Danielle claps back over the Bennetts and the Harpers. Alex offers another drink for Danielle, which leads to a steamy hookup as Leslie ponders how they can fix their marriage. There it is. Danielle the homewrecker. I tried to tell y'all. No one listened to me.
So he literally laid into her. Literally.
Laid into her. Like,
he laid there and he laid into her. Let me tell you, I did not see this coming until... I did not see this coming until they both were, Alex was sort of opening up to her and warming up to her. And I was like, oh, they're going to hook up. This is going to happen. And then it did.
Oh my gosh. And so, maybe people don't know, but I'm a listener too. And when you are recording, you get the script, but you're really only focusing, at least I am, on my parts.
Same here.
So when I listen to the episode now, I'm as surprised as anyone else when things happen to other characters. And I swear my jaw dropped. And I was like, oh my God.
It's so crazy. I mean, I feel like we're all like that, right? We, growing up and being trained in the theater, they always told you, make sure you read everybody else's scenes in theater because you need to know who's talking about you when you're not there so you can see how to respond. But I think in film and TV, it's a slight bit different in a way because a lot of people, you know, in soaps and in film, they'll only get, as you said earlier, Elizabeth, you'll get your sides and that's pretty much all you get. And your job is to, the biggest part of acting is reacting. It's 100% the truth. And I think
you know, Candace was probably loving these. She was just like laughing the whole time while recording these scenes. We know Candace.
She's so goofy. I love it.
Also, but Alex is probably, my prediction for this is that Alex will probably have another baby.
Oh, you know, and the first thing I thought was, well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it?
That's my boy.
No. That's so true. I love that.
As a listener, Alex has done worse things than Jonah.
Is that a listener or is that you being biased? Because I feel like
I'm not being. But as a listener, I'm telling you. Like
I agree. Alex is.
I wish that Jonah was as devious as because I think that out of like the political schemers, even though Alex isn't so political, with Alex, Gunnar, and Jonah, I mean, Gunnar is up top, like the top, like schemiest,
right,
backstabber, evil villain, and Alex is in. And Jonah is third. I'm just wishing that Jonah would get up, just as an actor, just to give me some grit and some juice, and let me just mess stuff up. But proud of Alex for doing that. One of the biggest plots. Gregory tracks Avery down at the hospital to clear his name, but Avery obliges. Gregory wants her back, but she can't return because of Dominique. And because she was previously married until her ex-husband abused her, so it was hard to open up to Gregory, but she did. Gregory begs her not to end things with him. Don't end them. As Avery exits, she is run over by Dominique.
That damn Dominique.
Her life with Gregory by her side, and Dr. Becker is doing his best to save his colleague, who needs to undergo surgery. Callum breaks protocol to let Gregory see Avery during surgery, until the surgery goes terribly wrong. Wow.
I mean, listen, people think this is something as Forever and a Day continues, guys, there's going to be more shocks and twists and turns, and y'all are going to be on the edge of your seat. As scripts were coming in, I remember famously writing Casey and Candace after a certain situation happened, and I said, oh my effing God, like in all caps, I said, please tell me XYZ. And they were like, ha 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 ha. And I was just like, no, this is not a laughing matter. This is serious. And I feel so connected to these characters. And when something big happened, I'm like, wait, what? No. So
you're right. This, especially these past two episodes, have been on fire. It's just, oh my gosh. But also, poor Gregory, who in a way, this is terrible karma for him. He's finally getting his life in order. He's saying to the woman that he loves, I want to be with you because I love you and I will change. I'll be a better man. But he might not have the opportunity. And also with Avery, and shout out to Veronica Dang, who was just doing her dang thing. She was just pouring her heart out to him about her past. And I don't know what is going to happen. And what a cliffhanger.
It feels like Dominique and Skye should be like mother and daughter because they're insane. They're absolutely insane. I love Lauren B. Martin. Lauren B. Martin is my baby. She's also a part of my show Pride. Lauren is such a great actress, and you know, give it up to the women of Forever and a Day because all of you women are fantastic. The work that Veronica has done, the work that Lauren has done, the work that you are doing, Elizabeth, what Beth is doing, even what Candace is doing, Terry. All of you women are so fantastic in the work that you're laying out, and you really make us feel the heart of these characters. And I am honored to work with you guys.
You said Emily and the writers, and Emily and Sally Suss, and
all of them.
So shout out to Carolina from season 1. I mean, you're totally right about that. Yeah. But Elizabeth, any thoughts on this terrible, terrible tragedy that has bestowed upon Gregory and Avery?
Talk about karma. And Gregory, I mean, can you imagine knowing that you are responsible, and not only that, but all these other people that you love have been threatened, and now she has made good on her promise with Avery, and now who's next? And it's all on you. I mean, talk about guilt. Yeah. Wow.
I think it's karma. It was terrible, terrible karma. But Dorrell, before we leave, Lucretia Lyon, who plays Elizabeth's on-air daughter, Caitlin, she's doing something huge. Can you tell us more about this?
Absolutely. So as you guys know, Lucretia works one of the hardest working in the business for the soap community. She is starting something called SoapCon Live in partnership with the Locker Room, basically Alan Locker. She's proud to introduce a first of its kind fan experience. It's created by soap fans for soap fans. SoapCon Live will celebrate the soap opera genre and connect fans with their favorite daytime stars of past and present. On Saturday, May 1st, their first event is going to be happening, sponsored by Soap Opera Digest, Retro TV, and It's Real Good TV, and it will feature stars from The Doctors, One Life to Live, As the World Turns, and General Hospital for a free virtual panels with Q&As that will stream live on the Locker Room YouTube channel and allow fans to purchase meet and greets, video greetings, and autographs from their favorite soap stars at soapconlive.com. Visit soapconlive.com to sign up for free live panels and keep up with the special guest announcements and info on paid fan opportunities. I am super excited for Lucretia. I know
this is free, correct?
Wow.
I'm sorry?
Is this free? This is free, or
yes,
there's...
Yes, it is. It is free. And for prices on like other meet and greets, like private and one-on-ones, you can definitely look up on soapconlive.com. I know that Lucretia has been working on this tirelessly. As you know, her and I host Believe in Soap Operas on Mondays. So please check that out. And I know that she's so passionate. This past 2 weeks, we haven't been able to really do a show because she's been working so hard on this. And just another point, we've been talking about the great women of Forever and a Day and JLJ Media. SoapCon Live is a women-owned company co-created by Lucretia Lyons from Believe in Soap Opera Forever and a Day and Susan Eisenberg, who is the voice of Wonder Woman, Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited. I have to tell you guys, I love Susan Eisenberg. To know that she was Wonder Woman when Lucretia first told me that, I'm like, well, what a great thing to have Wonder Woman leading the charge for soap operas. That's amazing. It's literally Wonder Woman.
That sounds amazing. And I listen, to quote my mother, if it's free, it's for me. So that's pretty awesome too.
I love Matthew Preston, y'all. Like, I've missed you. I missed you, honey.
And I love you, Elizabeth. I think that you are, I always told you, I'm happy that we get to have a little bit of interaction with each other.
Like I have said, I am really hoping that we get to do a little scheming together.
Yes, I'm down for that.
I love it.
Elizabeth, before you go, where can people find you on social media?
Well, let's see. I had to write it down because I am an older woman and I can't remember.
You don't look it. You're like, what, 22? No, I believe it.
Yeah, I thought you were
actually, I mean, if they Google me, a lot of things come up. So Elizabeth Vonn Isser, VONISSER. On Facebook, I'm Elizabeth Vonn Isser Actress. On Instagram, let me look. I am actress.elizabeth.vonnisser. And Twitter, I don't use very much, but I'm at E_Von Isser.
I love it.
There you go. Hopefully we can get you a few likes and a few follows and a few subscribers.
Yeah,
and Dorrell, where can people find you?
Well, I'm going to honestly be like Elizabeth and say Google me, because if you Google me, you'll find me. No, you can actually follow me on Twitter at Dorrell Anthony. You can also follow me on Instagram at I am Dorrell Anthony, and my Facebook actor page, Dorrell Anthony. So please go like it, and also continue to support the Forever and a Day after show, and also Believe in Soap Operas Monday with Lucretia Lyons, and also Pride the podcast. I have so much going on. I don't even know what's going on in my life. I'm like 13 people. Matthew, maybe tell us where they can find you and make it more simpler than mine.
Me? Well, you can find me back in my apartment. Thank God for that, with good lighting and a great microphone compared to last
I
week
know that's right.
in my parents' bedroom. Not to shade them, but literally it was shady there. Yeah, you can find me at Preston NYC on Instagram, also on Twitter, same handle. Go to my website, matthewpreston.me, if you want to learn more about me. Not to sound narcissistic, but there you go. That's where you can find me. But if you want to find out what's going to happen next with all of these characters, all of these amazing actors and writers and crew members who bring together a fantastic show, go to Forever in a Day, FAAD series.com. Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
FAADseries.com. Go to JLJ Media. You can listen on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and there are so many ways. Maybe, hey, Google Forever in a Day, and I'm sure other things will pop up as well. And we'll be back next week. Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming on again.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you. This is fun.
Oh,
I love it. Anytime. I can't wait. And we'll keep campaigning to do a live episode reading of Forever and a Day so people can see our faces do it. I'm going to keep campaigning.
Okay.
You
Sounds
bet
good.
we will. So from all of us at Forever and a Day After Show Season 2,